Word for you today. It's Wednesday, September the 11th. Strive for wholehearted devotion to God. It means, are you all in or not? Our scripture passage is 2 Chronicles chapter 25, verse 2. It says, He did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, but not wholeheartedly. What are we talking about here? Well, King Amaziah, he was a king of Judah. Our scripture says that he was a good king. He did good, but he wasn't all in. He led the people to worship the Lord, but what he didn't do was take away the high places where people offered their sacrifices. God had instructed them not to offer sacrifices except in Jerusalem, and because of conflicts, they picked other places to offer sacrifices to Jerusalem. Kind of compromised. They said, we're going to offer sacrifice to God, but Jerusalem's a long way to go, and we'll just do it here. Well, that's fine, except God told them not to, and they did it anyway. And he didn't take those high places away. He led them in worshiping God, but he didn't get rid of those places where they were being disobedient to God. He later conquered the Edomites and brought their idols back and sacrificed to them. So while Amaziah was a good king, he wasn't all in. He just had those areas in his life that he held back. So leads us to the question, how can you and I serve God wholeheartedly? Well, first of all, it starts with prayer, communication with God. When we are in constant communication with some, we tend to have a better relationship. We're more likely to be loyal to them. When we're seeking God's will and praising Him, listen to His voice, we keep in tune with His will. So prayer. Prayer is not just asking God for things, it's talking to Him, it's communicating with Him. So how can we be all in serving God? Starts with prayer and then giving. When we realize we're totally dependent on God, we're going to seek to do His will. By giving to God, whether it be our finances, whether it be our time, whether it be our love and our devotion, we're acknowledging that He provides everything. We're just giving a portion back to Him. We're saying, God, I know you're going to take care of me. God, I know you gave me this. And God, I just express my appreciation by giving some of this back to you. And then prayer, giving, and the third thing is trust. When we fully trust someone, we're more likely to be loyal to them. Sometimes maybe we don't spend enough time with God because we don't trust Him. We don't trust Him to take care of our issues. Sometimes we don't give because if I give to God, I don't know if He's going to provide for this need and this need and this need. Sometimes we keep one part of our life. Yes, I serve God. Yes, but we keep one part maybe of our house, of our heart, of our soul. We keep one part for ourselves. It's kind of like there's a story of a family that bought a house from this man, and they were able to buy it at a cheaper cost because the man had one stipulation. They had to leave this nail in the house. It's over the front door. They had to leave that nail there. Couldn't take it out. Even if they bought it, they couldn't take that out. And if they took it out, then he got the house back. So they lived there for years and everything went fine. And then finally the man wanted his house back. And they said, no, we have bought this house and we've kept the nail there. And it's, so we want to keep the house. I said, okay. So he went out and he found a dead animal and he attached that animal to that nail in the house. Now remember, if they take the nail down, then he gets the house back. Well, the dead animal on that nail in the house, the nail that they can't take out, starts stinking up the house. Pretty soon he gets to where the house is not livable because of the stench, the smell. So finally, they sold the house back to the man, which is what the man wanted. You say, well, what does that have to do with what we're talking about? Strive for wholehearted devotion to God. Well, sometimes we hold something back from God. And it might be a stench in our life, just like that dead animal on that nail. And We love God, we want to serve God, but we withholding something. And when we withhold something, it's like a stench in God's smell. Is there anything you're holding back from God? Maybe it's unforgiveness. Maybe it's a bad attitude. Maybe it's a bad habit that we just need to give to God and let Him change us and make us the kind of person He wants us to be. See, God doesn't leave a nail. We're the ones that put the nail there. Is there any nails you need to pull down out of your house? This house? Have a good day.